Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors in their first show together, Nicole and Maddie.
Hi,
Woo!
movies team, represent.
Yep. There we are. How you guys doing?
Great. Doing good. Happy to be here with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Happy to have you, and happy to have all of you viewers out there in TV land. Maybe you're watching on Xfinity platforms, or perhaps you're watching 24/7, bright and early, 3 o'clock in the morning on the What to Watch channel on Zumo, because why not? Why not sit up and watch Maddie interview the cast of Air at 4 in the morning? That's something you do, right? You can do it on Zumo Play. Go check it out. In the meantime, we have a very, very good episode for you. On today's show, we'll be joined by Kristen Ritter and Tom Pelfrey from the Max Limited series Love and Death. Maddie will tell us about the TV shows and movies you can enjoy for free right now. We'll reveal how you can get the movie Rocket Man on us with Xfinity Rewards. I will give you all the details on this year's Kids Summer Destination, and each one of us will pick the TV premiere we're most excited for this week. It's a good one, so let's get things started by welcoming our very special celebrity guests in the latest edition of Hangouts. The new Max Limited series Love and Death tells the true story of Texas housewife Candy Montgomery, who was accused of murdering her friend Betty Gore with an axe in 1980. Our very own Xfinity editor, Nicole, sat down with the stars of Love and Death, including Elizabeth Olsen, Jesse Plemons, Lily Robb, and Patrick Fugit, for her very first episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Nicole, how did it go?
It went great. I mean, I got to talk to the whole cast, like you said, and they were awesome. I was specifically excited about Jesse Plemons. I mean, he really knows how to do these like dramatic roles, I should say. But he also can do comedy, you know, so I was ready for anything on this. But yeah, I'm excited to show the video. Let's look at a clip.
More than likely, Betty Gore was murdered by someone she knew.
Did you kill your wife?
No. I did have an affair with Candy Montgomery.
You all right?
Yeah, it would not be all right.
You just chopped and chopped and chopped.
I didn't do it.
Folks might be able to forgive murder, adultery, not so much.
The jury needs to see you as human. And the truth has a way of coming out.
How did you prepare for the role? I mean, I saw shades of Vinny Gambini, you know, with all the tension between
Totally.
With the judge. I mean, was there any influence there?
You're saying Vinny Gambini from My Cousin Vinny?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. I
Yes.
literally just watched that last week.
I mean, really?
No.
Kaylee had never seen it.
Was it on TBS or something?
No,
You just
I
flip it
read-
through?
I, like,
Oh,
rented
you got it. Okay.
It was on TBS, but it was almost over, so then I went
Yeah.
back and rented it. Yeah.
Such a great
That's so
film.
funny that you say that. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I wish I thought to steal a bit more from Joe Pesci. But no, I mean, you know, it's the script is amazing, and it's like the more you learn about the more I learned about Don Crowder, the actual human being, the more exciting I became to play him. I love the guy. I love sort of what he stood for and the man he seemed to be, and the way the people knew him best spoke about him. And David wrote to all that. You know, I told David when we were done, I said, showing up to play Don in those courtroom scenes felt like going to work every day and getting to drive a race car. It was just fun, you know, like some jobs, some roles are just a lot of fun to do. And this was one of them.
Great. I mean, I loved it. And like I said, I know that wasn't your intention, but I had total My Cousin Vinny vibes. So
Oh
that
my
was great.
God.
Yeah.
The two Utes. Utes. Do you mean youths?
Right.
As I butcher the scene.
I always have to tie it back to a movie some way, somehow.
That's your thing.
Yeah, it's my thing. But Tom's reaction was just the best. And how has he never seen that movie? It's such a classic. I can't. But I was really glad to see some levity in this while talking about the show. I mean, we are talking about straight up murder, so it could be pretty dark. But overall, great show, great cast, and it's only 7 episodes now available on Max. Have either of you watched it at all?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I love this show. I'm such a sucker for Max miniseries, just miniseries, anything that have to do with mystery. So I was so excited for you that you got to interview the cast. I love that you got an LOL moment from the cast there. And I know you're such a Plemons girl. I know this about you, but I was wondering, was there like another question that you were really excited to throw towards anyone specifically in the cast that you enjoyed during the interview?
Yeah, so I did. I wanted to add some kind of Wanda question for Elizabeth Olsen. I don't know if she appreciated it. I feel like she probably gets it all the time. So I was like, okay, noted. Maybe she is probably tired of it because she wasn't as enthusiastic. So some questions I thought, oh, I'm going to get a reaction out of this, but I did not expect the reaction for my cousin Vinny. I was like, oh, everyone's seen this, so it's probably not a big deal. Yeah, overall, I thought it was great, but that was probably the best LOL moment for sure.
I loved that Kristen Ritter probably unintentionally kept her reference to TBS in the network family, in the Time Warner family. Shows on Max, which is HBO, TBS, TNT. She could have said any network, but very smartly kept it to TBS.
She's a professional. Yeah,
that's true. It's definitely worth mentioning that Hulu released an adaptation of the exact same story less than a year before Max released their limited series. The Hulu version was called Candy and starred Jessica Biel as Candy Montgomery and Melanie Linsky as Betty Gore. And for what it's worth, the Hulu version has slightly better reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but I am also really enjoying this for like the weirdest reasons. I just love the vernacular of the time. Like she's always saying like, are we going to go to bed? I want you to take me to bed. Let's go to bed. And she makes them a picnic lunch at the motel before they sleep together.
With her negligee.
And her negligee, exactly. And it was the most bizarre little sandwiches. And like, I don't know what the right meal is for an affair, but a picnic lunch seems odd. An odd choice, Betty.
Yeah. Nicole, see, I think it was good, though, that you asked that WandaVision question, because in this moment in time, like this period, it feels like she's ripped out of a WandaVision episode from that era. Because that's exactly what I thought was like, it felt a little like risque Wanda at times. So I think that was a really fair question. But I agree, David. I'm loving the verbiage in the show as well.
When she says in the first episode when they bump into each other playing volleyball, and she's like, he smelled like sex. Like, no, okay, no, that's just volleyball sweat, ma'am. It's very good. All that to say, it's like it's very good. And I did not watch the Hulu version, full disclosure, but I'm very happy with Love and Death.
Yeah, I did. I watched it when it first aired, and to credit, Jessica Biel, she did great. Also, huge spoiler: Justin Timberlake makes an appearance. Just so you know. But
whoa! I did not know that.
Yeah, very small part, but it was great. But it felt very different. Obviously, it's telling the same story, but still worth a watch because it's like an entirely different perspective.
Would you say that this one is darker? Or the Jessica Biel version is dark.
Only because I think, it's HBO, so that, they're known for their dark shows. And, again, no spoilers, but it gets pretty graphic at some point. Whereas the Hulu one, it was obviously gut-wrenching, but I didn't feel nowhere as near, like, I don't know, dark and demented, The
writing is really good, and I think it's written by David E. Kelley, who, of course, is like an iconic writer. I think Ally McBeal, and a dozen other shows that I now can't bring to mind, but good pedigree there. So check out Nicole's full interview with the Love and Death cast, her very first Hangout episode ever. Go give it some love.
Please
Say
do.
Hangouts into your Xfinity voice remote. Next up, celebrate Pride with 4 network previews in the latest edition of Free This Week. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with free previews of Deku, Here TV, Out TV, and Reverie in celebration of Pride Month. And here to tell us more about the shows, movies, and specials you can enjoy for free through June 25th is our very own Maddie. Maddie, please give us all the details.
Thank you, David. Yes, as we continue to celebrate Pride Month, we have a fantastic offering of content for free this week. Deku, I like that you have emphasis on the ooh, now that I know that. Thank you, David. Deku, Here TV, Out TV, and Reverie are all available for free this week. That's 4 LGBTQ networks to enjoy content from. And there's a little bit of something for everyone. Whether you want to watch films and series centered around queer characters, competition shows, or maybe documentaries, you'll find something you'll love in this selection of networks. I pulled out a couple of programs here that I'm really excited for. Candidly, I might be the only person on earth who hasn't watched RuPaul's Drag Race. I know Sammy's going to be upset with me because she talked about it on the last episode, but I am a big fan of Trixie Mattel from Drag Race, so I will be watching Trixie's variety show, Trixie Mattel Skinny Legend, for sure. And Cicada is also a movie that's been on my watch list for over a year. It's kind of a documentary-style narrative film about 2 men falling in love in New York City, and it has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I am certainly going to try to watch this during Free This Week. So those are just a few of the things I'll be checking out. If you want to browse the selection of free content, just say Free This Week into your voice remote. Nicole, David, hoping I've sold you on some of these programs, or if you had a few that you're excited for.
Yes, I specifically, I'm going to take a look at Galians. I mean, the title itself kind of sold
Incredible
it.
title.
Sold it. It's a Here TV original anthology series ranging from sci-fi to comedy. Basically, each episode, gay men encounter extraterrestrials. And I'm a huge fan of horror comedies, so I feel like this is my realm. So I might find my new binge-worthy show.
I'm glad you looked into that one because I kind of wanted to go in blind and just watch that. I didn't realize it was an anthology series. So it's like American Horror Story, like different group every time. I'm totally intrigued.
I'm in. Yeah.
I was looking through the list of shows and movies on these networks and noticed that Here TV has a series called Game Boys, as well as a sequel film called Game Boys the Movie. I love when they just add the movie to the end of something, just so you know. And both of these follow a live stream gamer and one of his biggest fans who begin an online romance during the pandemic. And I honestly had no idea how popular gaming is within the LGBTQ plus community until I became friends with our former What to Watch Live colleague and Xfinity's LGBTQ editor, Scott, who is a massive gamer. He even built a special collection focused on LGBTQ plus gaming, which you can find by saying "Play with Pride" into your voice remote. But the destination also happens to include a row featuring Maddie, drag queen Trixie Mattel playing video games. Just video after video of her playing video games. And I noticed, as you did, that Out TV has the 2019 variety show Trixie Mattel Skinny Legend. So I'm going all in on gay, as Scott says, gaming, Gay.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm all in for that.
I became like a huge Trixie Mattel fan because of TikTok. I think, and I want to just skip directly to that season on RuPaul's Drag Race, but I feel like I gotta watch it from the top too. I know that's not necessarily part of Free This Week, but I certainly want to have a little bit of background before I watch Trixie Mattel Skinny Legend. So there's a lot of good stuff to choose from. And like I said, it's nice that they have like documentary style, so you can like get some education too, but you can also have fun with the competition shows. So this is a seriously great selection of content, I think, for this week. So I'll definitely be dipping my toes in some of these networks.
Absolutely. And as Maddie said, Xfinity's Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. Just say free or Free This Week into your voice remote to check it out. Next up, we packed our bags last night, pre-flight, for a segment called Xfinity Rewards. If you're looking for more ways to celebrate Pride Month or just looking to watch a critically acclaimed movie, you are in luck. Through June 25th, Xfinity Rewards members can get the Oscar-nominated Elton John biopic Rocket Man on Us. If you are not an Xfinity Rewards member already, you can sign up today and redeem Rocket Man in the Rewards app, and the movie will be added to your digital library. Just say Xfinity Rewards into your voice remote for more info. And in honor of Rocket Man, Nicole, Maddie, and I were talking about our favorite moments from the movie, and naturally, we started discussing our favorite Elton John songs of all time and thought, let's save it for the show. Let's not talk about it just here in the office. Let's do it live in front of the public. So I will actually kick things off with my favorite Elton John song of all time, which is the 1983 love song. I guess that's why they call it the blues. It took me a long time to find my favorite Elton John song. For a while, it was Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, specifically the live version with George Michael. I'm also a huge fan of Elton John's underrated and oft-forgotten 1974 Christmas song, Step Into Christmas. Really solid, deserves to be up there with some of the best. But picking my favorite tune ultimately came down to which song I could most capably sing at karaoke. And I guess that's why they call it the blues. It's just on the edge of my vocal range, if not a little bit shrieky at times, but I do my best. If you are somehow not familiar with the song, it was written by Elton's longtime collaborator, Bernie Taupin, for the album Too Low for Zero, and was reportedly a love letter to his then wife, Toni Russo, who's actually sister of actress Renee Russo, fun fact.
Oh.
But Bernie allegedly regrets the lyric that says, I quote, "I simply love you more than I love life itself," saying he now finds it to be totally false and a crass sentiment, saying it's not really realistic for someone to say that. You're just kind of lying. Just amazing. And another fun fact, the song features a 30-second harmonica solo performed by Stevie Wonder, which I had no idea. So
Wow.
I guess that's why they call it the blues, my favorite Elton John song.
Well, hang on, pause.
Yeah.
The floor is yours. Do you want to give us a taste? I thought we were
No,
all
hell no.
I mean, you really just teed it up. It's within your vocal range and everything.
You did tee it up. You
With
did.
music and alcohol in a bar, it's in my vocal
Got it.
range.
Okay, so next episode, maybe some beers, and then we're gonna get the
100%.
rendition.
I've been pulling for a team, all of us karaoke night for so long. I think we need to make it happen, but we'll
Well, you
take
guys were
that.
singing last episode. Sammy
that's
was
true.
singing a little bit. What
True.
gives? All right.
No way am I doing it at the moment. Nicole, save me. What is your favorite Elton John
All
song?
right, let's switch gears here. I'm going with Benny and the Jets. I always
Good
love
one.
this song, and I think it's very appropriate because he's got a ton of great hits, but this one just always stuck with me. Embarrassingly, I thought it was written for the character in The Sandlot from 1993, which is impossible because this song came out in 1973, I think. But Benny the Jet Rodriguez was a huge character in The Sandlot. He pickled the beast. He, like most of us, we were obsessed with this movie as a kid. So that was the first thing that came to mind. And again, I'm pulling it back to a movie, but I mean, he has so many. It was hard to pick for sure.
See, I assume you picked this because you're a noted New York Jets and Winnipeg Jets fan. I thought this was like a sports thing, Nicole.
Yeah, you know me so well, Maddie.
Yeah.
Sports.
Maddie, as an actual Jets fan, are you too young to remember when Vinny Testaverde was on the Jets and he massively saved them and there was a headline that said Vinny and the Jets?
Sure do. I do. I'm aware of that memory at least. But now we gotta remix it. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Come on.
No,
It
God,
works
no.
so well. Come on.
Aaron!
There you go. Oh.
Jets!
All right,
That's
so
all
this
the
is in
singing.
your vocal range too,
That's-
David. Okay.
Anything
go.
falsetto is pretty much in my vocal range. Oh my God. Now I'm sweating in embarrassment. I had to give you a little bit of something. Anything else on that one, Nicole?
No, I'm all good.
Maddie, bring us home.
Okay, so this is really hard for me because I'm a huge Elton John fan, as everyone should be. I actually saw him this past year in concert during his farewell tour, which is, I think, been going on for like 3 years. I think he's still farewelling to all of us. Keep it going though, Elton. Let me just say, the guy can still sing. He's got pipes for days. But the song that really brought the house down, which is my personal favorite, is the hometown song Philadelphia Freedom, which is completely and criminally underused in this great city of Philadelphia. And honestly, I think it should play post-national anthem at every Philly sporting event. Okay, they don't do Philadelphia Freedom in Rocket Man. Again, like, what is the disrespect towards this fantastic song? So that's pretty disappointing. But you guys called out some other really good selections in the movie, so I will let it slide. But that's my pick. I mean, we have one of the greatest artists of all time that created a song that references Philadelphia. And I think it's, like I said, completely underused. So I will continue to blast this song during every possible Philadelphia event. And I hope you guys will too, because it's my personal favorite.
How has there not been a sports team called the Philadelphia Freedom?
There you go. Maybe that's the expansion WNBA team.
That's a really good call. Call back. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love this song too. And you're right. Like, I don't think I've ever been to. It's always Rocky. It's always the Rocky theme.
Yeah.
But
they get Meek Mill songs. There's always like the war cry song, which I don't dislike, but
yeah.
Give me some Philadelphia Freedom, please.
Look at those shoes. Look at those gold, red, white, and blue.
It's perfect. The image is great, even though it's not in the movie, but it's a stretch. It's okay.
Well, you can add Rocket Man and enjoy all these songs except for Philadelphia Freedom. Add Rocket Man to your digital movie library on us right now through June 25th with Xfinity Rewards. Just say Xfinity Rewards into your voice remote to sign up or get more information. Next up, time to sit back and unwind for the summertime in the latest edition of What to Watch This Week. Summer is in full swing, which means for you parents out there, the kids are at home and looking for something to do. Luckily for you, the Xfinity Editors have created a comprehensive kids' summer destination to keep them busy with hours and hours of entertainment. Just say Kids Summer into your voice remote to access this curated collection featuring a common sense media guide to summer entertainment, followed by a row of free movies and a row of free TV shows for the whole family. Next, our editors help kids pick TV shows and movies based on their mood, whether they're feeling funny, creative, adventurous, or calm. And if your child is looking for only the newest entertainment, you have maybe like a very, very picky kid who's like, this stuff is all old. I need something that just debuted on an OTT service. Like right now, is there anything that's having a drip release? We've got that for you too. Finally, if your offspring have ants in their pants, try throwing a dance party using any of our curated musical playlists, or plop the kids down for some family-friendly podcasts and just chill out. Just say Kids Summer into your voice remote to get started. And if you're looking for a few recommendations on where to start, Disney has an absolutely stacked lineup this summer, including a new Disney Junior series called Pupstruction and 2 new Disney Channel shows, Haley's on It and Pretty Freakin' Scary, which is based on a book series about a once dead 14-year-old who returns to Earth with a pair of underworld guardians in tow. Sounds pretty freaking scary, right? Well, it's nothing compared to the TV shows and movies that terrified Nicole, Maddie, and I as children. Look at that transition.
Segue, incredible.
Perfect.
And we are actually going to start off with Maddie. I know you had like a very surprising film that frightened you as a kid.
Yeah, King of Segways, by the way. Fantastic work, David. I'm going to take a little bit of credit here for this segment because I was very easily frightened as a child. And I actually have a curated list of things that semi-traumatized me when I was a kid. So that's why I was like jumped at the idea of doing this, because I have plenty of things to choose from. I was scared of stuff that wasn't even supposed to be scary. Claymation really freaked me out. movie and TV credits when they started to roll really scared me as a kid. I don't know. So like I said, I had a lot to choose from. But one thing that scared me more than anything else was the movie The Mask. Like jump scare immediately. I don't like seeing that on my screen. To be clear, I have never seen this movie. Never seen it in full. Probably haven't even watched more than 10 minutes. Because anytime my parents had it on when I was a kid, I would just flee the room every time. It's objectively terrifying to look at the poster art even. What does Kwam say? Dripping with objectivity.
Yes.
Yeah, that is scary as heck. Nicole has tried to explain the plot of this movie to me on multiple occasions to convince me, and I tune her out. Like, I don't even want to hear it because I don't think I can get through it because there's too much deep-rooted emotional trauma there. Like, Nicole, why were they even cool with a guy with the green face? Like, they didn't act, when I watched a clip to prep for this segment, I was like, why are they just cool with his face being like that and have like eyes bulging out? Right. How does that even work?
I also know that Nicole geeks out of this because it's the mask of Loki that actually turns him.
I was just going to say that.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm. Loki. I mean, Maddie, come on. You like Loki, the series. It's basically a mask that Jim Carrey finds, and it kind of emulates the person who you are. So he's like a goofball. He's funny. He's heartwarming.
All right, kind of a creep, too. He's kind of a creep when he puts the mask on.
Everyone was a creep in the 90s, okay?
Put that on a t-shirt.
But I love this movie as a kid, so it's really hard for me to hear that it scares you to the point where you can't even watch it. Throwback, but I had a talk boy, remember, from Home Alone, and we used to record clips from this film just so we can replay it over and over again. But Jim Carrey was amazing in the 90s, and it was so outrageous, so ridiculous. You had to love it. It's all in good fun, Maddie.
I don't know. This is like kind of a two-parter because this was really like the beginning of my fear of Jim Carrey. I think I'm like over it now in my adult years between like this and the live action Grinch, which Nicole, you also know I cannot watch. Fled the theater when that came out as well. It's just like he made it a mission to make me deeply uncomfortable. So I'm never going to watch The Mask. I appreciate the recap. I don't know. Maybe if you catch me on a really good day, I'll decide to face my fears. But
can't wait until you interview Jim Carrey for a hangout.
I'll tell him about this trauma that I've had to discuss in therapy for years.
I have so much to say, so I'm going to do it really quickly. First of all, Talk Boy, I also had it. Mm-hmm. The commercial for Talk Boy, where it was like, "Hi kids, we're home early," was what they recorded to like mimic their parents and scare the babysitter who was making out with her boyfriend on the couch.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
Totally nonsense. I loved The Mask when I was a kid, and because of this, wrote a fan letter to Jim Carrey on paper and mailed it, and he mailed me back an autographed 8x10 that was signed "Spank you very much, Jim Carrey."
That's awesome.
I have it somewhere.
That's awful. Awful.
I love it.
Nicole said awesome. Yeah. I say awful.
Yeah. Also, Mask. Also, the scariest part of The Mask is that literally minutes before we went to go watch The Mask in theaters, my mom told us that she was pregnant with my youngest sister, and there's nothing more terrifying than that. Sorry, Amber. Amber's not watching this, but whatever. Yeah, we were like going to see this, and she's like, "Hey, like, remember I ate a hot dog the other day? That was really weird. It's because I'm pregnant. My mom doesn't eat hot dogs." And then we went and saw The Mask. This is an awesome movie. I wanted to be The Mask for Halloween like so many years, and they sold the costume with the yellow suit and everything, but it looked ridiculous. Like, it was always baggy on anyone who tried it on, and it also cost $150. Right. So expensive.
See, the mask itself before he puts it on, that kind of looks like the Legends of the Hidden Temple Olmec guy. Yes, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's once it like forms to his face and then his face is all this weird stuff. I will quickly say, I respect the facial acting from Jim Carrey. I know a lot of it is like, obviously the prosthetics, and a lot of it's actually like him moving his face like that. There's obviously parts that they use CGI and stuff, but of the very small portions of this movie I've watched on YouTube to prepare, it was kind of impressive a little bit. So I'll give him that, but I don't think it makes up for the fear that's still instilled in me to this day.
I mean, you really want to be scared. Watch the Jamie Kennedy sequel to this movie.
Oof, yeah.
Talk about scary.
I did not know there was a
scares me.
sequel.
Yes.
It's really
Son-
bad.
Son
Son
of
of the Mask.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Gotta love it.
Oh, all right. Nicole, what scared you?
All right. I am picking 3 Men and a Baby. Now
Unexpected.
streaming
Love the
on
photo.
Disney Plus. Yes, I'm picking a 1987 comedy about 3 bachelors inheriting a baby girl, but not for the plot. No, just this one scene scared the crap out of me as a kid. It's about an hour in. Ted Danson's character is walking through the house with his mother and the baby, and for a split second, you can see a young boy hiding behind the curtains, peering out at them. My brothers and I would rewind the VHS tape over and over just to get a better look at it. But there were so many theories out there. Theories saying like this little boy died. He tragically fell off a building. He was now haunting movie sets, and you would find him in the background. And it just scared the crap out of me. But all that said, as it turns out, I think Ted Danson announced that it was all a big misunderstanding. It was a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson's character in the movie with a top hat. So moral of the story is, if you think it's a ghost, it's probably just Ted Danson.
Wait, I have a question. Okay,
Yeah.
when did this movie come out? This is a 90s movie?
87.
Okay, where were these theories happening? Because there's not message boards. Like,
No,
this
it was
we were
word.
tweeting about this. It was like, what, by mail? Like, check out this
No.
point in the movie.
Hey, back in the 80s, the 90s, it was all word of mouth, you know?
Dear Abigail, have you seen the latest movie, 3 Men and a Baby?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, where are these theories coming from? Oh, that's so funny, though.
It's all word of mouth. I think my mom told me this theory, and like we were just obsessed with it ever since. So the whole
Are you
movie
sure
is
it's not?
great.
Is it not just within your household, or is this like Googleable today? Like all the theories, it's just like you and your brothers.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Like it was only in our household. No. If you Google it, if you Google 3 Men and a Baby and Ghost Boy, there's so many theories out there.
It's probably out there with the person, the munchkin hanging in the background of Wizard of Oz, or any other time that someone's thought they've seen someone randomly just dead on a movie set, because that happens.
Yes, that was another one. Again, I don't know if that was proven true or not, but
No.
it's just always scary, you know, like in a happy comedy or go-lucky movie, you know, you see a ghost.
The thing that's scariest about this is the way Ted Danson is looking at the back of this lady's head. The more and more I look at him, like, I assume he's looking at the baby.
Yeah. So wait, David, have you seen it?
I've never seen 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Oh,
there's
boy.
a sequel.
There's a sequel?
3 Men and a Little Lady. She grows up.
Oh.
But essentially, he's trying to pawn her off on his mother because he doesn't know how to take care of a child. That's the joke, that 3 men in their 30s don't know how to take care of children. So,
Wow, they're trying to pawn the baby off?
yeah, to any woman that they could find, basically.
Wow, check this out on Disney Plus.
I want another sequel called Son of the Baby.
Son of the Baby.
Chapter
the baby grows
3.
up. So the baby grows up and has a son.
Right.
It's a son. It was a
There you
Son
go.
of the Mask reference. A big
Let's
time,
workshop this.
big time fail on that one.
Circle back on that. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna tell my movie, my pick for what scared me is so much more serious than what you picked, that I kind of wish I had more fun with it. But the movie that absolutely terrified the living daylights out of me was the 1982 Barbara Hershey horror movie, The Entity. Based on the novel of the same name, this movie and the book were based on the true story of a Los Angeles woman named Doris Bither, who claimed she was repeatedly sexually assaulted by a ghost in 1974. I had no...
Jesus, David.
I know.
I'm like The Mask.
No, it legitimately scared me. This is a legit story. So I had no business watching this movie. Absolutely none. But my sister and I had a babysitter who found this tape on one of my stepdad's VHS mixtapes. He had a massive cabinet of movies that he recorded off of HBO, back in like the 80s, 90s. And it was a massive library. He even had a book that like listed which movies were on which tape, which was really great as like someone who like eventually helped me love movies. But there was no censoring what we had access to and what we just randomly put in. Well, Babysitter put this in, and holy crap. It is very, very graphic, full of nudity, and should probably not be watched by anyone who is sensitive to some of the elements that I've already mentioned, like big time trigger warnings. For many reasons, The Entity was highly controversial when it was released and even sparked protests in the UK. But it really wasn't the terrifying visuals that ultimately scared me, even though they are 100% burned into my memory. Even as a kid, I could kind of separate fact from fiction. But when the credits rolled at the end of the film, it specifically stated this movie is based on a true story, and Doris Bither is still living in yada yada, SoCal, and whatever. And then I was mortified that I too could be attacked by the Entity, because I was just like, this is fake, whatever. Oh my God, it's based on a true story. Holy crap. So for the longest time, I thought I was alone in my feelings about this movie, because as you both said, like, you had no idea that this even existed until I interviewed actor and comedian Retta, who is best known for her work on Parks and Rec and Good Girls. And she specifically told me the scariest movie she's ever seen in her life was The Entity. And I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, you did, me too. Like, really scary, right? I can't even tell you how disturbing some of the scenes are in this. Poor Barbara Hershey, and poor me, and poor everyone who's ever seen this.
Now, I'm so intrigued now. As an adult who likes scary movies, now this is like shot up to the top of my list for sure. I had it. Good.
No, you go.
I was gonna say I had a similar situation with the movie The Birds. I shouldn't have watched that as a kid, but as you can see, I kind of pivoted to something that was a little more silly. But it feels like we kind of had the same kind of viewership experience. But I don't know. You kind of sold me on this one, David.
Oh my God. And at the end, spoiler alert, I don't know, this can't possibly be based on a true story, but all of this is like ingrained in my memory. They lured the Entity into like a lab and tried to freeze it with liquid nitrogen to capture it.
Like Terminator 2.
Yeah, exactly. And froze it, I think, into like a ball, and then it shattered. But that can't possibly be a thing that actually happened. It's really, really tough to watch. Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. It's available on Stars and Tubi right now.
Don't recommend it.
In Kids Summer, you can check out.
Check out Kids Summer.
Segue your way out of that one, David.
No. Well, it was easier before you said that. Check out all the shows and movies we just talked about, plus so much more, simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. And go watch kids. Don't watch that stuff. There's no kids watching What to Watch Live. If you are, go say Kids Summer. Don't say The Entity. Whew. Okay. Next, it's time for a checkup with Dr. Entertainment in this week's Appointment TV. Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show, movie, or special event they're most excited about right now. And since we, and...
Are you Dr. Entertainment?
I am Dr.
I was just waiting to come back from that really quick to confirm.
Nothing else.
That you are.
We are all Dr. And I'm like, literally my face is red because it's so dumb. Dr. Entertainment. We are all three doctors of Jesus. We're all three doctors of entertainment. Whew. Let's just go. Maddie, what are you looking forward to?
All right. Well, we're also the chefs of entertainment too.
Yes.
There you go. I'm the segue queen this time. I think I'm not alone in this bunch of editors that we have here by saying how excited I am for The Bear Season 2. So let's take a peek at the Season 2 trailer.
I'm trying to start from a place of positivity.
I don't know what you clock is ticking.
We're going to be sending you to a culinary school.
A hell of a lot of siblings in here. Don't look them in the eyes.
Ideally, we need 5 days on.
Yeah, I just can't do Fridays or Saturdays.
When can I talk to the chef?
You are.
Oh.
Oh, don't freak out and go calling for Mom.
Mom!
I'm gonna call Mom. She can't hear you.
That's my love.
I'm the supervisor.
Supervisor what?
I need a chance, a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a word, a sip.
You got this, baby.
Yes, chef.
Oh, I love that. I'm so excited. The Bear was one of my favorite shows last year, truly, if not my favorite. It could have been number one. If you're unfamiliar with the show, it follows Carmen Berzatto, played by Jeremy Allen White, who I love. I'm a new fan of because I didn't watch Shameless, so this is really my first time seeing him. Plays an award-winning New York City chef who must return to his hometown of Chicago to run his late brother Michael's failing Italian beef sandwich shop. This show really had the word of mouth thing going for it. So maybe on the message boards as well as mailing each other, telling about the show like Nicole and her family did. And then the last segment, it's just one of those shows where you watch a few episodes and you realize you have to tell everyone you know about it. You want to be the one that suggests this to your friend. I certainly told everyone that was willing to listen, watch The Bear, watch The Bear. It's a true dramedy. So it's naturally going to have its hilarious moments when you throw a bunch of characters with strong personalities in a kitchen together, but it also deals with grief and loss and how the main character copes with all of that. So I imagine we'll explore more of that in season 2. I don't know if I'm reading into the trailer a little too much. It's in the back half of the trailer that we didn't show, but it feels like they're teasing a potential romance for Carmi in this season, which I think he desperately needs. So here's hoping that comes to fruition. It's a great show to binge because the episodes aren't super long, all in that 35 to 45 minute range. And all of season 1 is available on Hulu now, and the new season will be available June 22nd on Hulu. All episodes will drop on that day, so block some time to dedicate to this show. You will not regret it if you haven't watched it yet. So I know you guys are sad because I think you both watched the show, correct?
Yeah, you got me into it. Yeah.
See, I wasn't lying there. I was telling everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that no one saw coming and was just a total surprise hit. And I resisted it for a long time because I worked in restaurants all through late middle school to high school through college. And I was having a lot of PTSD watching any kind of restaurant related. I just can't do it because I still have restaurant nightmares that I can't get to my tables on time or that the chef is yelling at me. So I've talked about it a million times on What to Watch Live, but that is why I avoided it because I just didn't have time for the stress in my life. But it's fantastic. It's what everyone says it is.
I was going to say, David, did you? Oh, sorry, Maddie. I was going to say, did you appreciate the Ecto Cooler episode?
100%.
I love that. Yes. Sorry, Maddie. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've never worked in a kitchen, but I've done my fair share of like frozen yogurt jobs. So we never had to use the behind yes chef stuff. So but what I've heard from people that have worked in kitchens is that it's very, very accurate and they did their research before going into the show. So if you're willing to face the PTSD that David is explaining here, certainly watch, even if you worked in a kitchen.
I still feel like I have to say behind when I'm walking behind.
Yeah, right.
Anyone.
Behind mine. We should start saying yes chef in the office. I think we got to bring that back when season 2 hits.
Between that and the menu, Yes Chef is really having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Nicole, what are you looking forward to most this week?
All right. I am looking forward to I'm a Virgo. It's a new comedy fantasy, and you can watch it on Prime Video starting June 23rd. Let's take a look at the trailer.
The world is not ready yet. I have to get out of here.
What's the boy to do if I never be a gangster?
You never been out there?
People are gonna try to use you.
Yours is ready, big man.
He prophesied you. Well, I'm a Virgo. And Virgos love adventure.
So as you can see, this is a very unique story about a 13-foot man living in Oakland, California. It's got this like coming of age feel to it, but obviously there's a lot more to the story. Like, why is he so tall, and what's with the horoscope play? Guess I got to tune in on June 23rd to watch. But very exciting. How about you guys? What do you think?
I'm not in, so I don't know anything about like the horoscope stuff. You guys know this. I'm a Gemini. I feel like it gets a bad rep. So the horoscope.
I'm a Gemini too. I totally get it. Yeah.
Right. I feel like it's when he uses that as like an excuse for whatever he's doing. I'm like, I don't know if I buy it, because I never use Gemini, being a Gemini, as an excuse. But the show looks great, though. Outside from me not being a horoscope girly.
Yeah, this is, I think, created by Boots Riley, right? Who created Sorry to Bother You, which was a fantastic film. So that alone has me interested. And again, like, this trailer has I really like the stylized, slight Euphoria vibe that it's giving to a certain degree, but looks like slightly imaginative and funny and odd, like quirky. So yeah, I'm totally in. I only just heard about this just a couple weeks ago for the first time. Wasn't even on my radar.
What's your horoscope? Are we gonna talk on that?
Oh, well, I'm Aquarius. There's
total Aquarius energy. Aquarius.
What? I was just about to say, no one has ever said what you just said. Like, Aquarius doesn't have an energy. Like, everyone's like, oh, total Gemini. What a Cancer. Like, no one's like, yeah, man, big Aquarius vibes. It's not a thing.
I feel like Aquarius people would call themselves the doctor of entertainment.
God, boy, that's gonna haunt
Never
me,
gonna live it down.
All right. Well, the doctor is in, and he's going to tell you about his pick right now, and that is the brand new Marvel series Secret Invasion, which premieres June 21st on Disney Plus. There's a fly in my face. Let's take a look at a trailer.
You're in no shape for this fight that lies before us, old friend.
This is personal.
Very few of us know about the wars fought in the shadows that have raged on this planet. Do you feel responsible?
This war is one I have to fight alone.
Oh, I just want to keep watching more of it. Based on the 2008 Marvel comic storyline of the same name, Secret Invasion follows Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury as he tracks down shape-shifting aliens called Skrulls, who are hiding here on Earth and have potentially secretly replaced some of Marvel's greatest superheroes. Nick Fury has been largely absent from the Marvel Cinematic Universe since the events of Avengers Endgame in 2019. In fact, Fury appointed a pair of Skrull allies, Talos and Soren, to impersonate him and Colby Smolder's character Maria Hill, while he took some sort of a mental health break in deep space. But now he is back to save the day and will be joined by characters played by Ben Mendelsohn, Amelia Clarke of Game of Thrones fame, Olivia Colman, how cool is that? Don Cheadle and Martin Freeman. Disney Plus drops a new episode of Secret Invasion every Wednesday starting June 21st. I am more excited about this than I have been for most of the series, probably since WandaVision. Either of you into this?
Yeah, I would say I'm cautiously optimistic, right? I think that I felt a little bit of the Marvel fatigue like everyone else did, but it's been a while since they've come out with a show. So I am kind of excited for the series to come back, and I appreciate the recap that you just did on Nick Fury, because I don't think I have the time to refresh my memory on where they all ended up and what is leading to the events in this series. But I'm excited. Like I said, cautious optimism, but I'm pumped for Olivia Colman to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I would not expect for her to sign on to a project like this. So I'm sure she's just going to elevate this series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally great. I mean, I'm eternally optimistic about any Marvel movie or show. So I'm very excited for this one. And I totally forgot that Nick Fury was like off planet. I forgot until I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that's right. We haven't touched on that yet. So it's really interesting to see where this story is going. And like, I love the new look. I love this like lighthouse fisherman vibe. But very, very interested in watching this.
What was that like scar? Was it like a scar on his face?
Yeah, it was the cat. The cat scratched his eye in Captain Marvel.
Yes.
See, I don't remember that. I really got to do like a deep dive. I forgot about the cat. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy because although he hasn't really been around, because I also had to do some sort of a recap to figure out when the last time he appeared was, but you have to like not only dig through all the movies, but dig through all the end credit scenes for every movie that's happened since, because I think he appeared in the end credits for Spider-Man
No Way Home.
Way Home, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that like pushed his story forward a little bit. Like he gets a call from the Skrulls or something.
Yeah.
I mean, who really has the time?
Nicole does, because I always ask her. I'm like, do I need to stay? Like, how many do I need to stay after the what is it, mid-credit scene and post-credit?
Right.
I always text her first before I see anything Marvel. I'm like, do I really gotta stick around? And she's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. And then I think I threw out the holiday special at you, Maddie, the other day, and you're like, who has time for the holiday special? The Guardians one? It's like everyone.
I can't watch it now. It's June.
Well, I saw like Julia Louis-Dreyfus appeared in which movie? I can't even remember.
She was. Oh shoot! What one was she in?
She was in.
Oh, and it was. Oh,
Wakanda
she was in
Forever.
Wakanda Forever. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you didn't watch WandaVision, if you didn't watch
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, you'd be like, who is this character and where did she come from? And how does she know Martin Freeman's character? I spend probably a good hour plus just wiki searching the Marvel Cinematic Universe after every movie to recall how all of these people tie together.
Why is Elaine Dennis in this movie? Yeah.
That's why I think that's what we're here for. We're supposed to be figuring that out for everyone else, right? We're like, we can't keep up, and it's like kind of our jobs to keep up.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do like a recap segment at one point where it's all the little hidden gems you have to remember.
That would be tough. Yeah, a whole Marvel recap.
Well, Nicole, you're
60
running
seconds.
the show if that's the
60
case.
seconds
Yeah.
for Nicole
60
to
seconds.
recall everyone.
I don't think that's possible, guys. We'll get through phase 1, maybe.
You would just have to do single word descriptions of each
good,
movie.
bad, skip.
So check it out. I am excited for it, even though, and you can wiki search afterwards. You can do it. We can all do it. I'm going to change my tune now that Maddie said that. Great. Go watch them all. That's what we want. Before we wrap up for the week, for you sports fans out there, here it comes. The CONCACAF Gold Cup Soccer Tournament continues this week with the group stage June 24th through July 4th. CONCACAF. It stands for the Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football.
What was
Wow,
that?
you just took that. Yeah, you didn't. That sounded like it was right out of your brain.
Yeah, I was not at all just looking at my cell phone. I didn't just Google it now. And you can check out these matches on Fox Networks and Univision. Just say soccer into your voice remote for match times and more. The CONCACAF.
Emphasis on the con.
On the con or the calf or the af. Watch it. Go see it. Watch it now. Check out all the TV shows we just talked about and more simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. And that will do it for today. Thank you to my fellow Xfinity editors, Maddie and Nicole, for joining me this week. Special thanks to Kristen Ritter and Tom Pelfrey from the Max Limited series Love and Death for hanging out with us. Shout out to our producers, Brad, Josh, and everyone else behind the scenes. If you want to check out the shows and movies we just talked about, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview massive celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can also check us out any time of day on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Xumo Play. My name is David. Thank you so much for watching What to Watch Live.
See ya.
Bye.